Origins of the Red Cross movement. The belief in the power of kindness can be traced back to the creation of the Red Cross movement, the International Red Cross, and the Red Crescent movement. Started in 1863 and was inspired by a Swiss businessman, Henry Dunant. The suffering of thousands of men on both sides of the Battle of Solferino in 1859 upset Dunant. Many were left to die due to lack of care. He proposed creating national relief societies made up of volunteers trained in peacetime to provide natural and impartial help to relieve suffering in times of war. In response to these ideas, a committee, which later became the International Committee of the Red Cross, was established in Geneva. The following charter of the Red Cross was drawn up in 1863. Dunant also proposed that countries adopt an international agreement which would recognize the status of medical services and of the wounded in the battlefield. This agreement, the original Geneva Convention, was adopted in 1864. The formation of the British Red Cross. When war broke between France and Prussia in July 1870, Colonel Lloyd Lindsay, later Lord Wantage of Lockinge, wrote a letter to the Times. He called for a national society to be formed in Britain, just like in other European nations. On the 4th of August 1870, a public meeting was held in London, and a resolution passed. A national society be formed in this country for aiding sick and wounded soldiers in the time of war, and that the said society be formed upon the rules laid down by the Geneva Convention of 1864. The British National Society for Aid and for the sick and wounded in war was formed. It gave aid and relief to both warring armies during the Franco-Prussian War and in other wars and campaigns during the 19th century. This was done under the protection of the Red Cross emblem. In 1905, the British National Society for Aid and to the Sick and Wounded in War was renamed as the British Red Cross. It was granted its first royal charter in 1908 by King Edward II. Queen Alexandra became its president. The Red Cross needed many skilled volunteers for its wartime role in 1907. The permanent structure of local branches was adopted and extended by the presence of the British Red Cross to communities around the country. The Voluntary Aid Scheme was introduced in 1909 and ensured that the Voluntary Aid Detachments, RADs, were formed across the UK. Their members would provide aid to the territorial medical forces in time of war.